Hello, LEGO fans. Bricks Unbound here with another Building Hogwarts update. And finally, after much procrastinating and contemplating and wondering how I was going to pull this off, I have started on the next huge project of Hogwarts Castle, which is the Rockwork that's going to be underneath everything. And I did not do this the easier way on myself. I definitely made it challenging by building up the stuff that sits on top of it first, and now I have to lift it up to get rocks underneath it. Uh, but it is good to know the spacing so I could figure out how many pieces and things I would need. Which is what I've done here is I've laid out just a too high, I guess, wall essentially of big ugly rock pieces that is going around half of the castle here, just to figure out exactly, well, not exactly, but in general, what my spacing is going to look like. Because certain sections, the rock work will be, right up against or slightly underneath the castle itself. So these walls will move back a little bit when I lift up the kitchen to set it on top. But then in other sections, there's going to be a little bit of space between because there's a walkway that goes along the entrance courtyard here, circles the I guess half circles the grand staircase tower, and then attaches over to the tunnel that goes through to the quad courtyard. So I wanted to start figuring out some spacing there, and then of course the viaduct bridge will go straight off of here, connecting over there. Please ignore the giant Great Hall that's sitting here at the moment. It was made this a very heavy section, and I had a tendency to hit my arms into the various towers sticking off of it, so I just needed to move it out of the way so I could reach through here a little bit easier. Because it is very heavy otherwise to lift that thing up, which is going to be what I'm going to have to do here very soon, because I've started underneath working on Mills plates is the solution I'm going to go with for the support underneath everything. At one point I was thinking just use a base plate, but those are kind of flimsy, especially if you have something as heavy as Hogwarts Castle sitting on top of them. So I wanted something a little bit sturdier. So what I'm doing is 48 by 48 base plate at the bottom, a row of bricks, and then a layer of plates on top of that, just like you've probably seen in many people's Lego cities or other large layouts. Really helps with being able to easily move things around. I have a stack of 8 or 10 more of the large light bluish gray base plates sitting over there that I need to start working on getting mills plated up, and then I can lift up a section a little bit or kind of move it off to the side, set down the plate, and then I can start sticking on big ugly rock pieces, which is exciting to actually be getting to this point where I can start lifting things up. So right now, these are just too high. I'm planning on having it be 3 high, so there's an 18 brick elevation gain, I guess, between what's going to be, lake level up to castle level. And that is what's going to be in this section is the lake itself. And then it wraps around this side here, which will be off the table, of course, and then over into this section here, which might be where I put like the stands for the second task, that sort of thing, just to give a little bit of visual interest to the lake itself. Or I might put like the island for Dumbledore's tomb out there. Or there's a few things that appear on the lake throughout the movies that I could stick there to break it up. I'm kind of picturing, like a couple tentacles of the giant squid to just be lazily coming out of the water too. So looking forward to that. And to do the actual water work, I'm planning on using this technique where you go from darker shades of blue up towards lighter as you get closer to the shore to show, or to give the illusion of depth of the water. I've seen many people use it. Most recently, the Brick Sea channel he did an excellent job of it with his beach area and area by where he put his lighthouse. If you want to go check out his city, it's quite impressive. And then AFOL TV is the other place I've seen it relatively recently. But like I said, I know a lot of people have done it, but I really like the look of it. It's just super, super parts intensive, so it's not gonna all be done like overnight because it takes a lot of time to put down that many parts. And this really used up almost my entire stock of these particular parts just to make this little section. But I did want to make a little example so that way I could see if I liked it first off, and then start estimating how many parts it takes, because it was a lot just to do a 16 by 16 plate, which is, you know, 1/9 of a base plate. But luckily it's not like all of Hogwarts, but it is certainly going to be this section back there. And then there is, of course, water that comes along for this section here because the boats themselves come up. I don't know what I'm going to do about the boathouse, because obviously I can't use my mock of it because it's way too big. It is correctly scaled to many figures, but I can't get the rockwork to be that tall. So I have to figure out exactly how I want to do that. But anyway, water continues around here. There's more, it's more of like a stream as you get closer up into the castle that will run through. There'll probably be a little pond area here, and there's that ravine underneath the bridge. Again, sorry there's so much stuff in the way, but underneath that bridge where Luna's standing right now, that goes back, kind of splitting the castle in half. Because right now I'm going to be doing this half of the castle first. It's going to be a lot of the more detailed rockwork intensive, because you'll actually see the edge of where the rocks go, whereas down here for the other half of the castle, the land itself continues out far enough that I won't have the rocks here. It'll be like a cutaway where then you can see underneath a little bit better. So that's where I'm thinking, you know, Chamber of Secrets will probably be in this general area, and then underneath that bell tower is going to be the path that the path underneath the one-eyed witch statue that leads to Honeyduke's cellar in Hogsmeade, which would be somewhere off in the ether there. But that's a ways off. Right now, next project, immediate thing is getting Mills plates under this section, then picking up these parts. I want to do them one by one as far as picking up goes. That way I can keep other ones in place to line them up correctly. But it'll be, you know, lifting up the kitchens, moving the rocks in underneath, setting it back down, seeing if it works, picking it back up, making everything sturdy, and then moving on to the next section. So it's going to be a lot of parts, a lot of work, but I'm looking forward to actually finally getting this elevated some, so it starts looking better than it does just sitting on the plain white table. But that's going to do it for this update. So let me know what you think down in the comments, and please keep coming back for more videos. Thank you for watching.